Alright guys, welcome. I'm making part 2 of my A to Z guide where I show you everything, all that it takes for you to get started with organic dropshipping in 2026. So part 1 is where I showed you how to get started today. So that is by picking a good product and then creating content for it. Now the next step is going to be how to brand it, and this comes down to how you present your pages, for example your Instagram pages, Facebook and so on, but also your website. And this is one thing which I always like to highlight, because the one thing that's so different between us, organic dropshippers, and people who do paid ads is that literally we're playing the same game. We're playing ecom game, but the ones on the right usually put a lot more effort on their website. So for paid ads, they put literally 10x the amount of, if not 20x, the amount of effort we do put on our stores. And that applies to how they structure everything. Literally, the copywriting is on point. It's all studied by AI. They just pump articles so that they understand the underlying reason to why the customer will buy. They'll make an article which is called advertorial, and that's usually the landing page, just to be informed about this problem that they may not even know that they have in the first place. But then after reading this article, they will see, oh, I have a problem. And then they click on the next button, which will take them to the product page. So currently, the average dropshipper in the organic space has the funnel, aka the way the customer goes all the way to checkout, as the following. Usually it's like product page into cart or checkout. I'm gonna say what I've seen so far. Checkout is like the most common. So this is like how simple our funnel is usually for the average organic dropshipper. It's just the customer clicks on the link, they go to the product page, and then they click on add to cart, they go to the checkout, done. But then for paid ads, they go into this advertorial, which I spoke about a minute ago, and that will take them to the product page, and that's where they, decide what they want to buy. And then they go to the cart, which has more upsells. So I've seen that they put a lot more effort on their cart, unlike what we do. Usually we have it all in one kitchen app bundle and that's it. No, for them, I'll tell you one thing as well. Not only do they focus on their cart, but also on their post purchase. So this is their checkout. Okay, just so that we don't get lost. So this was advertorial. This is the product page. This is the cart. This is the checkout. And then they have the post checkout page. And this is actually where they get the most returning customers, because the moment the customer purchases, which is usually done by emotion, and then they try to justify it with logic, before they even justify it, they won't even have time. By the time they purchase here, their dopamine is so high, and then they see a new offer. So this is the post purchase offer, and that's when they, are more inclined to purchase it again, but then with a way higher percentage of discount. And yeah, you can see like the comparison between organic, this is literally organic, versus paid ads. So let's try to dig deep into the rabbit hole to find out why. Why is it so different between our websites or our funnel versus the paid ads community? I tried to think about it long enough, and my conclusion was that they just value the customer more than us. We get customers for free by creating organic, good quality content, and then we put it out there on every platform, which is called organic marketing. So we don't end up, first of all, obviously, the audience that is watching our content, we don't really have a direct control over who's watching it. Perhaps that's one of the factors which determines or formed the structure that we currently have. So because we have very cold outreach, so people who have no idea what our product is, that's why we make it very straightforward for them to purchase, because on average whoever clicks on a website is going to be the first and the last time they go there. But yeah, I really want to highlight the first point which I mentioned, which was they value every customer more because they're paying for every session. So what am I trying to show you guys here, or what's the bottom line here, is that there's clearly a problem with how people who we follow, that's one thing which is really like important for us to talk about. Currently, when you're entering this game of organic dropshipping, you're just following someone who's no better than you, but then they created this structure, this plan of how you should be operating your dropshipping store, and you're just following them as if they are right and you are wrong if you were to try something different. But I'm telling you guys, the more I have put in effort, and I'm not saying you need to add an advertorial, okay? You don't need to. However, I've seen people who did that with the organic marketing. So I'm not against it, especially if you want to do a hybrid approach and your product requires that, informative funnel where you just inform the customer before the purchase, then you could actually add it, okay? So the bottom line is we need to take more or put more effort on our website, on our funnels, and just value our customers more, although we're getting them for free, acquiring them for free. So yeah, just wanted to highlight this point because it's really important. So you may wonder, what can I add? Well, here's what I do. Okay, I'll tell you what I personally do. I funnel them to my homepage, and guys, I'm seeing more people who are doing this, so I'm very proud, and I hope I'm influencing someone out there to actually do what I'm doing, because this is what worked for me, and this is what I respect more when I see a different brand which is doing really well. I click on their link. It doesn't need to always be the homepage. It could be either the homepage or the collection page, but it needs to be very sophisticated. It needs to look like a brand, not just the average collection page, because I know, if you know, guys, like, let's be real. The average landing page is a collection page which has like product here, there until they're done, and then you have the footer, and that's it. As simple as that. This is like zero effort in comparison to what paid ads guys are doing, right? You should actually be putting way more effort. That's why you either want to, do something more branded here, maybe add a hero image at the start of the collection and then add the products, or even create AI images for every product to make them look very branded, add some reviews at the bottom and so on, or just make it like homepage, then they go to the collection or the product and so on. So yeah, this is all important, and it just makes you stand out in terms of how your brand is looking in comparison to the average dropshipper, because they all just pump and dump. So in reality, there is no competition within our space, the organic space. We're just competing with stitchers, TBH. We're just competing with people who steal our content, post it on an account which they may be lucky with and get more views than us. And yeah, luckily they cannot really steal my content and just use it for the unethical marketing. So yeah, I'm out of that space, but try to choose your side carefully. And yeah, right now, the way I'm comparing the two, I feel like the paid ads community is doing better because I like branding, and they put a lot of effort onto branding because they know what it takes to actually sell. But then with the organic space is very like disappointing right now. Everyone's going for the pump and dump as usual, and they're doing it the unethical way. So I'm not saying there's no chance to compete with them. Just go for a branded store, okay? And I'll tell you the perks, because you could actually take it all the way to the paid ads space, okay? You could actually upgrade, try to add variants, you try to just upgrade everything, create your own custom product with your own logo, create big pages, grow them, and eventually you're gonna do so well, consistent 20k plus a month, and that's where you have to take it to the next level, where you create a team, take it to paid ads, and so on. So that's what I support or preach for, okay? I know I went a bit off topic, but this is really important because I gave you my thoughts about how the space is right now, and we're very close, by the way. We're playing the same game. The only different thing is the way we acquire the customers with paying ads. So yeah, put more effort on your branding, on your funnel. And now the next thing is gonna be how to create a good website. And I'm actually gonna do this by showing you some examples, because I don't wanna, build a Shopify store. We all know how to build a Shopify store. Even if you're a beginner, trust me, there's a lot of, step-by-step guides. I'm trying to show you how to actually stand out and actually make a high converting website. So the basics, you could find literally any video from 10 years ago on how to put the settings. It's very simple. the real sauce that you actually need, that nobody is actually sharing for free, is what I'm talking about here. Okay, so how to set up a store? Very simple. You could get some of these AI themes. There's plenty of them, nothing sponsored, and they're all free, and they're as good as Shrine. Personally, I use Shrine, so you could try that or try the free ones, because I've seen my affiliate members, my team members, they have the free one, and it's really good. Alright guys, so I chose this page as the example for this video because I really respect this brand, and I know the owner, Vilento. Huge shout out to him. And we're gonna see this together, how they built it and the website, because this is really, really impressive. And this is actually the end goal. If you're starting with organic, the best way is to look at the top, okay? And they're still doing, the organic way, partially, but then the majority now is paid ads. So let's take a quick look on how they're operating. Let's take a look at their website. So this is their landing page, and this is just from their Instagram. Now, 90, if not 95% of the reach, if I were to guess, is gonna be coming from their paid ads, and that one's actually gonna land you to their product page. So that's why I actually gave you this example, because this is no different from organic. This is actually one of the few paid ads products which is very applicable to us, organic, because it's like the prime product to sell, right? It's like one product with multiple variants, and it just like, it's very simple, right? You can see here, that's their entire like page. That's it. But this is actually like a 7-figure. I don't know if they made it to 8 by now, but they're doing really well with this. So we're gonna talk about this because this is actually their funnel. This is their landing page from their paid ads, and you can see very simple. Everything is very compact, and the colors is just black and white. The only thing that's not, black and white is this, slightly green. And yeah, you can see. So I'm gonna break down everything just so that you guys can not copy this one-on-one, but take an idea so that you can apply to yours. Now, I couldn't inspect this page. I tried to inspect it so that I can show you the mobile view, but that's okay. And this is very similar to the mobile view. So let's get started. First off, there's the product image. Very simple, nothing crazy going on, just a product image with a little free gift on the right side. So whatever product you're selling, if you have like a free gift, you could put it just to make it very clear that this is included. So for them, this is like a printed, like a guide. I believe they started with a digital print, but now they moved on with the physical one. So the way they're structuring their offer is very interesting. It's actually a bit different from mine and people I are in my space, but this works. Obviously, this is like a 7-8 figure brand. So the first thing right now is Valentine's, so that's why they still have the best gift. And you can see they put the reviews, the price, and then the variance, and then you still have it down here. So I'm guessing the reason why they did like a duplicate of the price and the variance is because they don't want customers to be confused. So a lot of people, they would just put their Kaching app without the price, without the variance up here, and then they would be confused. So yeah, they have the price up here, the variant up there, and then a few quick features of the product just to like give this quick emotional reason why you should buy it in case you don't want to go through the whole thing. So a lot of customers, they actually just buy straight after seeing the product. They don't even go down. So that's why actually they put everything at the top, including the FAQ down here. So you can see it's very close to the add to cart. Why? Because again, people just want to purchase, so they need to clear up a few doubts here and there, and that's how you do it, with very brief but effective FAQ section. And below it is the reviews. A lot of people, they make this mistake where they would leave the reviews till the end of the page, and that's actually bad because again, a lot of customers, they don't even go to the end. So instead, what you should do is actually put the reviews down here and then also at the end, somewhere around here. Now, one crazy thing about this store is that they don't even have like a carousel for the reviews. They just put it here and at the top, so a selection of what they chose, and that's perfectly fine. But this also shows you that you don't need to overcomplicate it. It's like, this is a very simple store, yet it's an 8-figure brand. So yeah, this is actually very impressive. So yeah, let's go to the next thing. FAQ text of when to expect the product. Now this is actually very crazy. Like it says 3 days shipping. So I'm guessing it's because they have inventory all around the world, like EU, US, and so on. Then they have reviews once again, some features, some GIF, more features, and then this is obviously like really cool. Probably increases their CVR because it's actually true. I believe this is true. Like they have collab with multiple platforms by now. And then again, reviews. Notice how they chose the review very carefully. They chose someone who is a SaaS engineer. So this is for someone who's around the PC for a long time. And then also for professional fighters. So anyone who is trying to actually learn how to box, they would purchase this product. So they have done a lot of research behind their product. They've tried to find who is their primary, consumer, and they tried different angles. So this is completely different from this customer, right? And then here it's a gym owner. So they did the research, obviously, and that's why it's working, right? And yeah, you can see the branding is throughout the website. They took it actually to the next level because they made like a comic book and so on. So yeah, very simple FAQ at the end, and yeah, there you have a 7-8 figure brand store. So you don't need to copy this one-on-one, but take inspiration on why they chose everything where it's placed, and this will like open your eyes that it doesn't need to be very crazy, the website. It just needs to be a good product, very simple instructions on how to purchase a product, very good offer, good upsells, good bundles. And let's talk about the cart actually. So after you add to cart, you have more upsells, just like we spoke here, the funnel. So they actually started with the product page, right? Now their Instagram is actually taking you to the collection page. So instead of advertorial, it's collection. And then, but I'm pretty sure like 95%, if not 99% of their sales are coming from paid ads at this point. So they're all coming here. Product page into cart, which is this, where you could add more upsells. Luxury gift, very interesting. This is probably new. And then you check out. And I'm pretty sure after you check out, you still have a post purchase, like 100%. I'm sure about it. So this is actually their funnel. It's product page, cart, checkout, post purchase. Very simple, yet very effective. So hopefully now you have a better overview of what a branded store should look like. And the final thing is going to be the landing page on Instagram, because this is actually as important as the website. So if you are creating organic content on Instagram or Facebook, which is probably where most of your customers are coming from in today's age, TikTok is like good, but nowhere near as good as Facebook and IG. For that reason, you need to actually put some work into branding that as well. So you can see in this page, they have put a lot of work onto making it look very aesthetic and branded. So right off the bat, you can see, again, big pages, they just have this aura to them, which makes them convert more. For that reason, I always have told you guys, try to focus on one niche, one account, and then just keep on rescaling, rebranding, and just keep on pushing that one account on and on, because the more you grow it, the more power you have over, choosing a new product and actually making it convert. Because matter of fact, if they were to get on average 20k views, okay, so nowadays they're getting like 6k, 16k, 9k. So the amount of views they're getting is actually the same as a page with 500 followers. But a matter of fact is that they will convert more, although they're getting very minimal views or very similar views to a small page. Why? Because of their status, their social status. They have big page and very branded looking page. So they have very clean highlights, nothing crazy, very simple bio, and they take you to the collection page. So you can see this is actually what I keep talking about. Instead of going to, the product page right away, they're taking them to the home or collection page. And I think this is new. They added the reviews, which is something I would be proud of. This is actually what I do as well. So yeah, very good. They have different collections, so lamps, speakers, There's a lot of things to learn from this page as well. And then you have the products. Let's take a quick look at their product page. So yeah, you can see this is a bit different from Fun Punch. So here you could see no price up. You would only be able to see the price down here in the bundle. So yeah, and then you can pick the variant. Actually, they have the variant up here as well. Interesting. Okay. But yeah, it's like, obviously it's very different from that product. So the product page, in my opinion, is not the best, but I know for a fact that this converted a lot. So yeah, you can see, like honestly, the best way to learn is with visuals. That's why I started like showing you guys pages and websites while I explain why they're doing it. And let me know if this is actually more effective. I would like to know. But I hope this actually did help you guys, because I truly think like creating the website is very easy. It's more about what to actually add in the website, how to structure every element of the theme, and where to get the content from. So I'll tell you that is that most of these images, if not all of them, are AI. So here they're all AI, and that's going to be through AI Studio. This is the #1 platform which I've been using for generating all of my images, and it's by Google. It's Nano Banana Pro. So again, nothing sponsored, but this is what I truly think is the best. Recently, I've actually started using the CapCut feature where it's integrated with Nano Banana Pro. It's the same AI, but for some reason it performs better. So you could test what works for you, but this is like straightforward. You just go to AI Studio, you click on Nano Banana, even the free version, and you prompt it. You give an image of your competitor. You just say like you want a different background, different color, theme, and it will do whatever you want. And by the way, one tip is never be satisfied with the first outcome. Always be looking for more attempts, because one thing which you're going to notice is that the more time you spend with AI, the more you're going to be hard to please. So yeah, this is one thing which I never set my standards low. I always try to do it not just better than my competition, but way better. And it's very easy to do that with AI Studio. So I've actually made some AI guides. Maybe part 3 is going to be more dedicated to AI, but I just wanted to briefly talk to you about it. So yeah, if this has helped you guys in any way, let me know in the comments, subscribe, and join my Discord. Everything's free here. And if you'd like to join my affiliate program, we have a new brand in March. Mid-March, hopefully, is going to be here. So I'm going to be sending out samples. I'm going to be teaching everyone one-on-one, and you get free mentorship and cut. So if you'd like to be part of that as well, let me know. And yeah, that's pretty much it for today. Thank you guys for watching. I'll see you in the next one.